Okay. I don't even know where to start. All right. So basically I get on my TikTok. Here we go with this TikTok shit. Yeah, I know. I know. I know you would have thought I learned by now. Um but this on my screen is not TikTok. This is actually my YouTube channel. And I thought it was very interesting how I posted this video May the 31st, 2020. And magically, it has been like restricted, right? Like it's restricted. And I'm saying to myself, this is a video from 2020. Why are you going that far back? And I have an idea. Um, so I took a portion of this episode that nobody really saw. I wasn't really advertising back in 2020 that I was doing or peeping shit. It was just a hard time, especially when the George Floyd thing went down. A lot of people's emotions were flying, and if you were going against the narrative, you were considered a coon, and anything that you can throw at a person that just has intelligence to question things, right? Things that just did not make sense. So this was the first episode of the Woke Show. And the Woke Show is actually the mother of the idea of the wicked observations, because I felt like the term woke was hijacked, right? We can't say stay woke, because, you put in your comments or something like that, stay woke, and then somebody will say something along the lines of, I knew you were a Democrat. I'm like, what does that have anything to do with talking about fucking astral projection and other spiritual related content? Anyway, so that's what I had to deal with. Um, so this episode of the Woke Show was simply. Let me just make sure my mic is up. Okay, so it was just simply pointing out some of the things that I noticed in the original video. So this has a film from that, which I am now being informed on TikTok that, it may not be a good idea to have the original joint. But I'll tell you one thing. I am a person that just does not give a fuck. I don't care. I'm like, after everything that I have been through in my life, what more, right? Like, what more could you do to a person like me who is very intelligent and knowledgeable about what the fuck is going on? I'm like, you have something that I want. How about that? Right? You have something that I want, and you're not going to give it to me. And I'm going to keep talking and talking and talking, right? So this is a subliminal, if you must. This is a subliminal to the PTB, because you play chess, I play chess, right? But the difference between you and me is that I'm very, very tapped in, okay? Just like I was tapped in the night that I finally was able to sit down and put my emotions aside of that horrific George Floyd video. Now, this is what I say that aggravates me. I put a clip, like I said, on TikTok, which now has, and I literally blurred out, I blurred out the initial imagery that really bothered a lot of people, right? I blurred that out. There's a censored blur out. This video here is not censored, right? However, that was flagged as, this is disturbing content. Disturbing content, how? I didn't even get into the cusp of what that video was about, right? But it just freaked you guys out because you have a person questioning the symbolism. I'm about to say symbolic, the symbolism behind that entire set, right? That entire stage, right? Because regardless whether you believe it or not, this was all, it was just bad business, bad play by the government and the people that are in charge. And now you had this pitting black people and white people against one another, and then this whole, you know what I'm saying, the divide, the divide and conquer, right? And unfortunately, now that you have Kanye West that is here talking about the case and making inflammatory statements, that I personally did not agree with that. That sounded like that Candace Owens banter. Bruh. I don't think Kanye, that wasn't Kanye saying that. Everything else, I do say I do respect your right to free speech, even though we don't have it, even though it is censorship city. I definitely do not think that it was nice to say what he said about, he was barely on his, that Kanye. No, please. That one, I don't like. I didn't like that one. However, TikTok flagged it as, content that is disturbing. Not disturbing to see a grown man wearing a fucking Spider-Man uniform. I'm gonna keep talking about it. Wearing a Spider-Man uniform showing the shape of his shaft and testicles on social media. Page still up. Women that, like I said yesterday, or was it the day before? I don't know. I'm always angry. With the women that are breastfeeding, right? One titty just leaking and the other one just feeding, right? We talked about that. But my question is this. How is a video disturbing when y'all let that shit rock in 2020, like literally fucking prime time? How is it disturbing now? It wasn't disturbing to anybody when you guys allowed social media to share that video as it went viral. I mean, how else? You could clearly see that the video, I'm trying not to upset anybody. This video was obviously from Instagram. This was an Instagram video, right? And this is not even the cusp, right? This is the original video that was posted. So now we are in an era of what was not considered heinous and disgusting back then. It is considered, needed to be regulated by the social media police. So all I did in this video was discuss about things that stood out to me as a person. And if you guys seem to think that that is being disrespectful, I apologize if you think I'm being disrespectful. But as a person that sees what's going on, I honestly don't care what you feel. You can always keep scrolling. It's always a person that talks about you're disrespecting the dead. When the dead did not get respect in life, and people like myself that feel like they are owed that respect and we're trying to honor that respect, it's being disrespectful. That's the only thing I don't get. So a bunch of people that come together and say, oh, this was a sacrifice and they murdered him and blah, 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 blah. That's us being disrespectful by pointing out that all the symbolism that surrounded this death of this man was in your face and you missed it. But I caught it. I caught it. I did a video about it. May 31st, 2020. I posted it. It was only 47 views. And most of it came because it was a private video. I'm not going to front. It was a private video. And I was just sending it to people that I personally knew that they can set aside their emotions and be able to review things. Now, here we are. Mink's coming in hot. Once again, wondering why the social media gods seem to think that a video that was literally blurred out the majority of what would have been disturbing to viewers is flagged as disturbing to viewers. Yeah, we're in a lot of trouble. Okay, that's all I want to say. Freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. You can't have freedom of speech because it is the government's job to regulate what you digest mentally and physically. You are not allowed to think for yourself. You can't say to yourself, this don't look right. You know, this don't sound right. You're not allowed to do that either. You're supposed to go along to get along, and you're also supposed to be sticking to the script. Well, I don't stick to the script, never have. Right? People say, oh, you think you're a tough guy because I don't think I'm a tough guy. No. I think the people that are being the tough guys are the people that are hoarding all the wealth, keeping people sick, lying to the general public, forcing people into squalor, homeless people sleeping on the streets as Ukrainians are being marched in overnight. That sounds like a tough guy to me. You're a tough guy to the American people because you think that you're going to perform all of these money laundering attempts, right? Because I call these attempts. Everything could be traced. Money laundering, human trafficking. This is what's happening. And I will say allegedly because, you know, we care about our platforms and we don't want no problems. But this is what this is. You're money laundering. You are trafficking people. You are mishandling the American public, the American money. Your guys are moving, and you made it so fucking obvious that it was like y'all got sloppy. You're moving too fast. You got sloppy. It's every time before it's an election, they bring up some sort of traumatic situation, or they create a traumatic situation. And the fact that you guys haven't picked up on that yet, whenever there's an election, there's a mention. Something that's going to make black people mad. Something that's going to make black people fearful, right? We keep saying, man, I ain't scared of no Uncle Sam. We are fearful. We are fearful. You get into one altercation and you are a person on that list, whatever that VIP list is. And those cops can fuck with you and make you look like you're crazy and make you look like you're trying to evade the law, and then they kill you. And then now you're a fucking T-shirt, right? It's important that we have to stop falling into the trap. And the first trap is this censorship and limiting of free speech. Mark my words, ladies and gentlemen. The problem that these politicians are probably discussing as we speak when it comes to Kanye West. Does the United States Constitution need to be amended again? Not just for their own personal reason, but because we are in a digital age. That United States Constitution was written in 1776. We are in 2022. The laws have been changed. If they can update the damn dictionary for certain terms, such as vaccine, that does not produce immunity anymore. It produces protection. So if they can update the dictionary for a word that wasn't bothering nobody, they will do it to the United States Constitution. They will do it to the amendments. They will amend the amendments again. And they are going to say, we need to update what freedom of speech is because the internet is an open space where people frolic and build. I hear it now. And people are going to, celebrities first, they're going to say, yes, it should be regulated. You can't just sit on here and say whatever you want. Yes, you can. You can. And you can also mute and block people. You are in control of what you digest subconsciously. If I go on a public platform and someone is standing, like let's say in Times Square, someone is standing in Times Square on top of a crate and they're saying dumb shit. Should the police arrest and kill him? To some of you, you'll probably say, yeah, he's disturbing the peace. Or you can just put on your AirPods and just say, you know what, I'm going to pray for this motherfucker. That's it. The internet is a real place. It is a real digital place. There's no police here, right? You're talking about each platform being a city with its own laws. So if you decide that you don't want to participate in YouTubeville, then you can go over to Twitterville, right? Twitterville don't work out. I'll go over to TikTok City. This is what we signed up for. We agreed to this, right? So I can't get mad if TikTok says we find this video disturbing. I would expect you to find a video disturbing like that discusses how the public has not seen the big picture for what it is. But watching a grown man jerk and gyrate his hips as he shows the outline of his manhood, that's not disturbing. We're supposed to see that. Oh, actually, no, women are not supposed to see that. 16-year-old girls are supposed to see that, right? That's the logic of TikTok. So this episode of the Woke Show, I will be uploading it to my personal server because I already know what's going to happen to this video. You guys are going to nuke this shit. And I'm going to put it to my personal server, and I'm not going to entertain these social media gods in this fashion. I'm becoming so tired, y'all. I'm becoming tired, like really. If we can't say what's on our minds to our listeners, and we can't promote evidence and information to enforce the public to think critically of things, then this is not the internet. This is not the internet at this point. So, with that said, I'm going to put the link in my bio as well as in the description so that you guys can read it and weep yourself, right? You guys can visit my website, beacons.ai/minxcouture, in order to get access to my records as far as videos that I've shot in the past that are very controversial, one being the Britney Spears deception. I will show you guys here so you guys could see it for yourself. My last episode was August 20th. Oh my God. I have to really do a podcast and get back at it. But yeah, you guys can see. You guys can watch it. I just yawned. And I'm going to be here. Make sure you like and share and subscribe. Hit that bell. And I will see you guys later. Gotta move me over here.